Star Wars Galaxy of Adventures animated shorts debut on the Star Wars Kids YouTube channel. So within like the last couple of days, and you're taking a look at this image right now on your screen, you're seeing the OG, the original trilogy characters in this animated form. First off, looking at this thumbnail, I love the art style. This was just announced earlier this week that on StarWars.com, Lucasfilm drops that there's this new YouTube channel, and talking about how these first 6 shorts, they will combine original dialogue, music, and sound effects from the movies with this bold new animation style. And it's going to be fun, and they're saying there's going to be like educational add-ons. If you actually go to StarWars.com, you'll see that there are like fun fact videos that complement these shorts, and they're a really great summarization. We'll talk about those maybe in just a little bit. But the series of shorts debuted this Friday on the new Star Wars Kids YouTube channel, and it featured Luke getting his lightsaber, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and a few more shorts. So
Darth Vader wrecking the hallway.
That was impressive. We do have a quote that I want to read real quick, and this is really cool. This is from James Waugh, who is Lucasfilm's vice president for franchise content and strategy. And it just gives you a little bit more perspective of why. Why are we doing this? I think a lot of people were maybe a little skeptical because of Forces of Destiny and how that didn't go over well. But keeping in mind, this is for the kids. Quote, with Galaxy of Adventures, we wanted to craft something that allowed parents to help their kids take their first step into a much larger world, whether they were ready to show their kids the films or wanted to find new ways to explore the content. And, you know, guys, bringing it back here to the table, we've watched these shorts. They are an absolute blast. I felt like I was watching some of these iconic moments. And we're going to show you the video here in just a second. But first, you know, just some of these iconic moments, I was overwhelmed by how great that artwork was. Jesse, what was your reaction to seeing these animations for the first time? I was really caught off guard, even with the acknowledgement of these aren't for us. These are for 9-year-olds.
This was so much better than the Forces of Destiny, like shorts and everything.
I don't think you can compare the two.
This blows them out of the water, kind of thing.
They're even shorter than the Forces of Destiny shorts.
Well, yeah, I mean that's the thing. Is like this is like it was almost like watching a series of trailers and everything. And it's just like, this would be something that would kind of get a kid pumped up to, you know, watch Star Wars or get into Star Wars and everything. The sound too. The sound effects were. It's like I like that. It's really nice.
Jordan is our producer. Let's go ahead and roll the images of the first short that we got. This was Luke Skywalker, and this is him discovering the lightsaber. We're not going to use the video because copyright, but hey, these are stills and they're high def and they're great. David, this first short, Luke Skywalker gets explained what the Force is and gets his lightsaber. Your thoughts?
Can I talk about a different one instead?
Nope, we're talking about this one.
I enjoyed this one.
Wow, that's all you had to say?
That's all I have to say.
I thought it was so fun because you get that narration, and I did not read or catch in the article originally that they were going to be taking the samples, the audio samples from the movie. So I'm watching this great animation style unfold. I'm starting to hear all the clips, all the sound from the movies, and I'm losing my mind. He gets the lightsaber in his hand, and then he's jumping all around, and he's slashing the lightsaber, and I was just like, wow, what a cool way to show you this scene. And then Jesse, you're watching this as a 9-year-old. You want to find out more. Where did this come from? Now you're watching A New Hope.
You know, the funny thing is when I saw this one, first thought was Fievel Goes West. It's like an old school kid cartoon, just because of the colors and everything, the animation.
It has a little bit of the micro series feel too.
You know, I was like, okay, well, I don't really recall Luke doing all that when he first, you know, but it's just like, but that's going to get a kid's attention though. Like
and this is a
kid.
reimagining.
Yeah, you know? So I was like, I like this. I can get on board with this.
I dig it. David, we'll go ahead and we'll talk about Darth Vader now. So this is number 2. This is Darth Vader, and he is wreaking havoc. Looks like in the tan of 4.
Yes, this one's my favorite.
Okay.
Because I love Darth Vader.
Okay.
And I like that he's a villain.
Yes.
And this is probably what I would probably not have made this one for children, because there is nothing family friendly about him pulling the blasters out of their hands, throwing them up against the wall towards each other. I got it pulled up right now. Here's this one guy just throwing his blaster. He just, it's great.
What I agree with you because you create this kid-friendly YouTube channel for them to enjoy Star Wars content, and then the second short that you release is Vader going down this hallway and he is just slashing rebels. I mean, you can see the images on your screen right now. The fear, just like I love the detail. This guy on the left, he's gonna die, and you just see Vader go down the hallway, and it's such a fun blend of that horror scene that we got in Rogue One, and then what we actually get with the Tantive scene in A New Hope.
It's like, okay, kids, here's your villain. Here's why he's a villain.
And you know what? I think any kid would be scared of Darth Vader after seeing that clip. The next one is Luke versus the Wampa. This is the cavern escape. And I want to talk about this with Jesse because this is one of those spots in Empire Strikes Back that George Lucas always was kind of revisiting on the special editions, where there more screen time to the Wampa, more suspense with the lightsaber pull out of the snow. What's your impression? Because I think this Wampa is way more intimidating in this short than what we actually got in the movie.
Yeah. Again, this is animation spot on, sound effects spot on. It also kind of a scary moment too. I think that would be a scary moment for. I'm trying to picture, like watching these, I was trying to think of 9-year-old me, like how I would maybe feel and everything. And definitely felt like I would be enthralled with it, but also like intimidated. I mean, this is something like it's obviously a dangerous animal,
I will never forget that first time, David, that I saw Empire Strikes Back and Luke had mastered the Force, the ability to get that saber out of the snow. And I remember jumping up and down with my dad when I saw the saber flying. Were you, I guess, as enthralled with this third short as I was?
Yeah. One thing I really liked about this one is there's a lot more emotion, I feel, that you can portray in a cartoon sometimes. So at the very end of the short, when Luke gets thrown out of the cave, there's like a little puff. It's like an exasperated sigh with a little white puff of air coming out of his mouth that I thought was kind of cool. So even though there's more ferociousness, there's still some more fun that you get out of this. I like that, and I think it does justice to the original live action as well.
Let's go ahead and go to the next one because I think it's time that we give R2 some love. R2-D2 gets his own short here, and it's in a familiar scene. We're back on the Tantive 4 with this one, and we are seeing the secret information, the plans of the Death Star from Leia be given to R2. David, we'll start with you on this one. I thought it was a great example of comedy using these shorts. And again, I've said it before, this is meant for kids. But you as a parent or you as, we're 20-somethings, young 30-somethings enjoying this, and we're actually getting something out of it. What a great way to bridge the generations.
And I love Anthony Daniels as C-3PO. So anytime I get to see him, hear his voice and do something goofy, and you can even get that little goofiness with him waddling back and forth almost as he walks.
I love the detail of the carbon scoring, the blaster scoring on the hallways. It looks weathered. Love that was captured. There's wide shots of this series where it's very it looks like kind of like generic frames, but then they'll take close shots and there's some real passionate detail in those frames, and it's really exciting. I love the part where they're trying to get across the hallway. They run into Vader. Then they finally get into the escape pod and they blow out of their jets.
This will sound really funny, but again, like this one especially, like the animation, the movement of the characters, I found really entertaining. It's almost like I wouldn't mind actually seeing a full A New Hope version,
in this art style.
Yeah, I think it would be kind of a fun like a kid version. Obviously it'd be kind of a kid version and everything.
At first, I was a little surprised when they announced this project because I'm like, why are we reimagining the original trilogy again? But my goodness, this looks great, and it sounds like we're going to get more of these clips later this month. We're also going to get more in 2019. If you're not going to have movie frame by frame, scene by scene, you're going to get most of those movies in this form, which is exciting.
And this is one of the few artworks, the cartoon or the drawn, where I don't hate Han Solo's face.
Oh, speaking of Han Solo, let's go ahead and transition right into the Chewbacca.
It's the Chewbacca face I don't like.
Oh, well, that's interesting.
But I like Han Solo's face in this one.
I think that I kind of loaded up the images of this episode because I wanted you to see the detail of the Star Destroyer. I thought that was really important because I like how the ships look in this animation, this art style. But I thought the humor, I mentioned it in the R2D2 short, but the humor here works for them so much. The Falcon is having a lot of tech issues. They're trying to repair it. You're hearing that classic argument between Solo and Chewie, and it is, I mean, I was laughing. I mean, I was audibly laughing. David, you mentioned that you don't like the look of Chewie.
I just think he's got a goofy face on this.
Well, you know, it's, again,
but it's hard to do all that hair.
It's so hard to do all those individual hairs.
And I say that criticism. I can't draw a stick figure to save my life.
Well, at least you're honest. Jesse, what do you think? I mean, I'm obsessed with that scene where they're like going through and it's just issue after issue, and it's just
I found it comical, just like everything they were trying to do to fix the Falcon, and it was just like, this used to be a nice like I kept going in my head, this used to be a really nice ship on the inside. Like,
yeah, what
happened? You know,
Han really messed it up from Lando's time.
Yeah, you know, that's like what's going through my mind the entire time, and I was entertained, thoroughly entertained by this one. So
we have one more short. And this one I think is really great because it's, again, reinforcing the fear in Vader. This is, what's the title of it? Might of the Empire, Darth Vader. And what I like about this is it reinforces Vader as a villain. And keep in mind, not in the first Vader or in this one do we give away who Darth Vader really is, which I'm really excited about because that means when the kiddos see these clips, they only know Darth Vader as Darth Vader. And they don't truly know the fall from grace. So there is still going to be a surprise that they're going to find out in Empire Strikes Back.
Do you think that was intentional?
I absolutely think so because this is genius. They are showing you that Vader was once, a Jedi Knight, but it's never explained the connection to another character that we know so fondly about. So that reveal in Empire Strikes Back still going to be fresh for the kiddos. And to me, that was something I was worried about. Glad that won't be an issue. Were you excited when you saw all the TIE fighters, all the AT-ATs, all the AT-STs lined up?
It's the fear of the Empire, and the Empire did nothing wrong. So here we are, this glorious, majestic Empire. Everybody in line to salute Vader as he gets off the shuttle, and then all the TIE fighters flying. Oh.
From a certain point of view.
David's allegiance
makes me proud that I cast my vote for the Empire.
Oh my goodness, Jesse, there were no Mandalorians in any of these shorts.
Oh, don't break my heart.
But you had to be pretty excited when you saw just kind of like the force of the Empire demonstrated so well in these shots. I mean, look at this. The clip on your screen right now, you're seeing the Star Destroyers in front of Vader. Before that, you saw the reflection of the Star Destroyers in like his eye sockets.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool. And again, here's him walking through the Death Star. A nice nod to Return of the Jedi, you know?
Now, don't get me wrong. I still want to see a Boba Fett in this art style too. So.
I would imagine with all these shorts that they're trying to pump out, I'm sure we're going to get one along the way. Clearly not a negative of this animated short series to retread the original trilogy. This is clearly this is something that I'm seeing on the internet among us. Reached out to a couple people on Twitter asking what their kids think of these shorts. This is a success. I mean, they are really fun. And if you have not been able to watch these shorts, I highly encourage you to do so. Again, we're getting more of these shorts later this month. We'll also see new animation shorts in the new year, 2019. So be on the lookout for that. We want to know what you think. We want to know what you think about these shorts. So if you've seen them already, let us know down in the live chat below. If you're catching us on the rewind, be sure you comment down below. Let us know which one of these shorts is your favorite. Which one is your least favorite? What was the funniest moment to you? We want to know down in the comments below.